It's like, certain situations people put themselves in. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like they want you to feel bad or have certain pity. Don't get me wrong. It's like you can have sympathy for certain people because it's like, damn, the effed up situation. But it's like, I'm not even going to just say certain females, certain men or whatever. But it's like, regardless, both sexes. If you're in a relationship or a situationship or whatever, right, and you're not happy. Now, don't get me wrong. There's certain times where you can't leave a situation for some financial reasons, or maybe you got kids and it's complicated. Granted, okay. But if you don't got none of that, right? Why are you still being in a toxic situation? Why are you still complaining, writing on social media, all this other stuff, but you still ain't leave? So after a while, I start to think that maybe you like being in the situation, you're comfortable in the situation. And that's what it is. Sometimes it might be a toxic situation, but it's a comfortable situation. And that's the first thing. People don't want to leave their comfort zone. And you got to leave your comfort zone in order for you to grow, honestly. And that goes for life and relationships. You got to have to leave your comfort zone. If you get too comfortable in anything, you start becoming stagnant. And that's when you start noticing problems start to occur because you're not being at your maximum potential. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, don't be the dead horse. After a while, and it's like some people, they just want to keep on trying. And I'm not saying you can't try. Yeah, give it all. But if you both giving it all, or if you just giving it all and the other person's not giving 50, then it's still not gonna work. You can give 110, but the other person not giving their all, it's never gonna work out. It's never gonna be a solid situation. It gotta be both parties gotta both be, you feel me, trying to make things work. And that's what I'm saying. It takes two to tangle, like for real. And it's like that's what people realize. Like you could be the best person you could be. You could be the best boyfriend. You could be the best girlfriend. That don't mean nothing if the person got internal issues or they got shit that they dealing with. You feel me? You can't make somebody else happy, and that's the reality. Like, and I feel like a lot of people stress themselves out, go crazy trying to please another person, or in general just trying to please everybody. You can't please everybody. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you can only do what you could do. You can only fill a certain void that you bringing that person. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, if they don't have parents or they didn't have a certain childhood, you coming in their life, you can't make up for that certain thing. And I feel like certain people think they like Superman or Superwoman or whatever, that they could just fix a nigga or fix a joint. Like, no, you can't. Because most of the time, you still got issues with yourself that's still unresolved. So how you gonna fix somebody else if you ain't fix yourself? So what I'm saying? So it's just like, take a step back and think about your situation, think about your life, and is this where I really want to be at? Is this where I really want to do? And a lot of times it's probably not. And you're just, the reason you're in the situation is because you're probably just scared to take it to the next level, scared to be by yourself, or scared just to experience a new journey. And what I'm saying is, don't be scared, because anything in life is always going to be some type of nervousness, anxiety. Like, you're never gonna know that you're ready for anything. You feel what I'm saying? Until you're like at that point. So it's just like sometimes you gotta just jump head first. Now I'm not saying be reckless. I'm not saying like be dumb. Just automatically just sporadic. You get into an argument with your mate and then boom, you got no. I'm saying like you should know when it's your breaking point. You should know when it's like, all right, doing the same thing over and over is a definition of insanity. So I'm just saying, like, you got to reevaluate your situation or whatever else going on and think about it from a logical standpoint. Is this what I really want? Do I see myself doing this long term? And if not, then why are you in it? Some people it's just in relationships just because it's like, you feel me, they started talking to somebody, you feel me, they started effing raw, and then boom, they just together. And now it's just like, fuck it, we've been together this man, you might as well just be stay together. Y'all got history. And that's what it is. And that's what people think is just because y'all got history, don't mean you gotta stay together. Like, don't mean that don't like, you feel me? History is just history to a certain extent. If it's toxic history, does it make it any better? Because that's what people be like, oh, somebody could be in like a relationship for like 5 years and never get married, never have no kids. and then they get out of that relationship, and then boom, 6 months later they marry, or boom, they have kids, and you're like, what the hell? And then it's like you see, like, maybe it was the person. Different people bring different traits out of you, and if somebody is bringing out all your negative traits, if you know that you're not this type of person, yet every time you're with this person or you're around this person, or it's bringing out the worst in you, then it's like, all right, you got to start reevaluating. And that's what I'm saying. So it's just about like knowing what you want in life and going after it. And a lot of people, they go after their careers, they go after their financial needs, but as far as like personal needs, they don't often go at it with the same tenacity as they go about their career, their education. And I feel like people winds up having a career, they wind up having the quote unquote life they always wanted, and still not being happy because they didn't do what really made them happy, truly happy. They feel certain desires that they may have, yeah, certain financial desires, certain like materialistic desires you might fulfill. But overall, did you really fulfill your desire? Do you really want to wake up 15 years later with somebody that you really don't love, but you just with just because it was comfortable? And that's what I'm just saying, like, don't get comfortable in anything, in life or relationships. You feel me? Because you always want to go to the next level. You always want to push yourself. And then you want to have a partner that pushes you to be better. You don't want to have somebody that brings out the worst in you. You want somebody that brings out the best in you. And I know that sounds cliche, but you'd be surprised how many people are in situations that they aren't truly happy in. They're in love, but they're not happy. And that's what you gotta say. Like love, sometimes love is just not enough. Like, all right, love, okay. You can have love, but what is love without the foundation of trust? You feel me? Support. What is love without everything that comes with it? Because there's love and then there's bad love. Love comes. Everybody have their own interpretations of love. That's that. Some people may have had a abusive love when they was younger. So the only time they feel like somebody's loving them is if they arguing and fighting, and then they make up afterwards. That's their form of love. That's how they understand somebody loves them. Like, oh, you fighting for me. You see that you care. You getting angry. You are emotion. You feel what I'm saying? But in the reality, that's not really love. That's like a form of a toxic love. That's a form of abuse and a coping mechanism so you can feel better. So it's complicated and it's deep, and you feel me? Everybody ain't a psychologist or whatever, psychiatrist, whatever you want to call it, like in order to like evaluate every person. But you, to a certain extent, like if you dating somebody, then I feel like you should know their triggers. You should know what makes them happy, what makes them sad. Like, you feel me? Not to the point where you gotta walk on eggshells, like, oh, let me not, but to a point where it's like you should understand it. Because that's the greatest form of love, understanding somebody. When you understand somebody, that it ain't no greater feeling than being understood or and having an understanding and mutual and able to build upon that. So it's just like I know that like a lot of times it's easier just to say like fuck it, like I'm not even gonna just try, like, and that's what I'm saying, like some people they give up too easily, like they don't even try a relationship. That's another way, that's another couple reasons, not even trying. You got some people that just stays in a toxic relationship and for years and never get out, and then you got the other ones that don't even give the love a chance because they're so just, and that's what I'm saying, like you gotta have balance in situations in general in life. Like you never want to be a person that's just like too extreme on the left or the right. Like you want to be able to just to look at a situation and understand the nuance between. Like, yeah, I might have been with this person, but he or she acted this way because of what they've been through. So this has no bearing on the next person I'm being with. Now that's not saying, like, for instance, if you've been cheated on, right? I'm not saying to ignore certain signs, right? But you got to realize that that person played you. That person violated your trust. This new person that you with, you shouldn't put them under the conditions that somebody else who violated should be under. You feel what I'm saying? Like this is a new chapter. Now I'm not saying you shouldn't have no uh what's the word? I'm not lost the word. I smoke, excuse me. I'm not saying you should have no hesitations, reservations, you feel what I'm saying? But at the same time it's like you gotta, if you already having that, if you already going to a situation with like, this person's probably gonna, then you already put in that negative energy and that negative outlook. And I'm not saying you could cause a person to cheat, but I'm just saying, like, if you go into a new situation and you already assume the person is standoffish and is already acting not really trustworthiness, it's like you're already building that wall up for future problems. You want to have a clear level of understanding. You want to have trust. So I feel like you shouldn't even be in a relationship with someone. I know this sounds like common sense, but you really shouldn't be in a relationship with someone if you don't trust them. Because that's literally the foundation of a relationship, trust. And it's like, some people feel like going through phones and having the password to accounts and all that stuff, like that doesn't, you could do it. But at the end of the day, they could just think that you're smarter, that you're slicker, or you got a secret phone, or you got a burner account and all this other stuff. So it never satisfied the real desire. Because at the end of the day, it's insecurity. Now, I'm not saying that insecurity is not justified, because some people, because of the relationship they in, they may not be an insecure person, but because of the relationship, it made them insecure. So now they're dealing with them demons. Now they don't know how to trust in the relationship. Now they're thinking like, damn, everybody's like this person I was dealing with before. Everybody's shitey, everybody like this and that, not knowing that that was just that person. And now, not even that, they don't realize that they attract, subconsciously they attract the same type of people, and they feeling like, oh, all men or all women ain't shit. But in reality, they choosing the same type of women, just different faces. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's when you gotta realize, like, I do gotta type, because they may not look alike. You feel me? They may not act 100% alike, but they got them same core traits that you probably could recognize, like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I do see it. That's how they similar, and this is why they probably ended the same way as the other relationship, as opposed to this person who had way different personality traits and characteristics that mess way more with mine. And that's the reason why we was able to build a flourishing relationship. And you just gotta notice that. You gotta really just sit down and look at like the positives and the negatives of every situation, and literally just see if the good outweigh the bad. And I guarantee you, a lot of you, if you really just look down and write down a list of the good and the bad of people in your life and what do they bring to the table, you'll start really reevaluating and making subtractions from your life. I guarantee you, because you start to see that a lot of people really is just bringing more baggage to the table than positives. Like, if you're bringing more baggage, you're bringing drama to my life, you're doing this and that, and it's like you're not really bringing no added benefit, then why am I really with you? You feel what I'm saying? So then stuff like that is just, it just makes you really think and just like appreciate the good people in your life. So I'm not gonna really talk to y'all too much, feel me, boy y'all air off. I just wanna let y'all know that, just feel me, get out your comfort zone, and if you're in a situation where you feel like you're stuck and stagnant, then feel me, look at your options, and you may have more options than you think. So stay up, follow more videos, you feel me, like, subscribe, share, and just comment, let me know your feedback.